welcome to Selhurst Park amidst a tremendous atmosphere for this Barclays League Second Division playoff semi-final second leg between Crystal Palace and Swindon Town. Palace rely on the side that lost that game at the county ground on Sunday, and we'll be hoping that Mark Wright and Ian Wright, two most feared strikers in the second division, can add to their tally. Making his 50th league appearance for Palace tonight, Perry Suckling in goal, England under-21 keeper. Missed a bit of the season through injury, but since his return early on in the new year, has been in tremendous form, and one of the reasons why Palace have had that late surge has given them this playoff place. Another player back tonight, there's a picture of Rudy Hedman. Only made one full league appearance before the playoff first leg on Sunday, but impressed all with his display at the centre of defence, and be a big occasion for him tonight as he plays alongside Jeff Hopkins. Palace's central defence been much disrupted by injury and suspension this season. All right, taking the field now, Swindon Town. Tremendous roar as they come out, as they brought a very large contingent with them. There's a shot of some of the many Swindon fans here tonight, and Swindon in super confident mood. They seem to feel that they've done enough after the first leg, and they very much feel they start as favourites tonight. Getting much of the publicity is the Swindon keeper Fraser Digby, also an England under-21 keeper, and has made his intentions very clear that he wants First Division football next season. We'd obviously hope he gets it with Swindon Town. Very dominant figure in the Swindon defence is Tim Parkin, big blonde centre-half, and his clash with Mark Wright tonight will be something to watch out for. Quick word about the rules of the playoffs tonight. If the teams are level on 90 minutes, there will be 30 minutes of extra time. If they're still level after that, away goals will count double. And if they're still level after that, we face the nail-biting prospects of a penalty shootout. As always, joined in the commentary box by Adam Sells, who'll be helping me with commentary tonight. We're also joined by one of the Palace up-and-coming players, Chris Powell, regular member of the reserve team this season, also made a couple of league appearances. Quick word with Chris about how he sees tonight's game going.
Well, it's going to be a very enjoyable game tonight. It's going to be hard from the beginning. If we get an early goal, you know, we're in with a good chance. I'm sure with the crowd behind us, we've got a great crowd here tonight. You know, we're going to get the result everyone wants and go through to the playoff final.
Tonight's officials, Mr. Alan Gunn, the referee, very experienced referee. The linesman, Mr. D. Frampton with the red trim, and Mr. M.E. Pearce with the yellow flag. So really at the moment we're at half-time in this playoff. The score at the moment 1-0 to Swindon. The onus on Palace then to get the goal back. And I'd be quite interested to see whether Swindon adopts a defensive formation or whether they play a bold sort of game and go for an early goal, thereby making Palace's task much more difficult. So finally the game gets underway. It's almost 8:15. Scheduled kick-off time was at 8 o'clock. But for safety reasons, the kick-off has been delayed. But now the referee seems happy to get the game underway, and Swindon it is who kick this game off. And immediately Adam Pardew in there fiercely, and the first foul of the game after no more than 5 seconds. Free kick to Swindon Town. Foul on their number 4, Tommy Jones. It's a Swindon free kick to be taken by the ex-Derby player McLaren. Palace defenders well out of their box. Mark Wright back there helping his defence, get a header to it. Eddie McGoldrick also back, letting that one run. Ball getting a deflection, so it's a goal kick to Swindon Town. Brave challenge there by Pardew. He in turn is fouled by Tommy Jones. Free kick quickly taken by Dave Madden, out wide to Phil Barber. Faced by the right back Dave Hockaday. Gets a good cross in, Phil Barber, cleared though by McLaren. Pardew to fellow midfielder Dave Madden. Nice control by Madden. Still Madden, gives the ball away to Jones. Break on with Swindon Town. Ball played wide to the left to Duncan Shearer. Swindon's leading scorer. Chance for Duncan Shearer, well saved by Perry Suckling. And Jeff Hopkins back there, but only clears the ball as far as Adam McLaughlin. Swindon still pressing. Still danger for Palace, but McGoldrick is back. Should cut this one out as Phil King makes a desperate lunge. So 3 minutes gone, the first clear chance of this game going to Swindon Town. Duncan Shearer creating space for himself. Right foot shot, Perry Suckling down well to his left, fisting the ball away. And Jeff Hopkins finally clearing for Palace. challenge by Phil King, still Ian Wright. And Lou Macari certainly very worried about the threat that Wright and Bright pose to his team, and they'll be very closely shadowed tonight. But on that occasion, Swindon Town conceding a free kick. About 8 minutes of this game gone so far. Free kick across. Header there by Ian Wright, but unable to get the direction he wanted. And that's Palace's first clear-cut chance of the evening. Ball runs through to Jeff Hopkins. Shearer in there quickly. Swindon break again. Steve White. Chase on, but Perry Sutton should be to that one first. He is. But already in these opening 8 or 9 minutes, Swindon looking quite dangerous on the break. And already a central feature of this game is the clash between Bright and Parkin. And that time it's Parkin who concedes the free kick. And Rudy Hedman, the central defender, going up into the opposing penalty area. Plenty of Palace players in the box. Rudy Hedman and Mark Bright together there. Mark Bright saying what he wants done with the ball as the free kick is floated in. And Bright getting in the Digby. Chance over Phil Barber. Bounces off Fraser Digby, but free kick already given. And the referee not happy with something perhaps that Mark Bright has said to him. And the referee making it quite clear he's going to stand no nonsense. Telling Mark Bright exactly what he wants and what he expects from the players. And Steve White getting there before anyone else, and Madden very cool and composed as ever, turning nicely and getting that one back to Suckling. As Parkin gets that one away, as far as Madden lobs it forwards. And a late challenge noticed there by the referee. This one a bit nearer than the last one. And again, Rudy Hedman going into the penalty area. Hopkins and Pemberton by the ball. Noticeable that Swindon Town have got every single player back for this. As Pemberton floats this free kick in. Good punch there by Digby. Chance for Dave Madden. Digby down well. Might break for Mark Bright. And Mark Bright has scored. Mark Bright has got the goal that Palace so desperately needed. Mark Bright taking advantage of Fraser Digby's inability to hold on to that shot. And Palace have scored. A final goal for Crystal Palace. The aggregate scores are now 1-1. And the relief around Selhurst Park enormous. We timed that goal around about 12 minutes. And Chris Powell for a quick comment on that goal.
Well, they broke down in the penalty box. There was a long shot by Dave Madden from the outside of the box. Fraser Digby just pushed it out. Mark Wright has ever sharp as attack. Just knocked it in, making the aggregate score 1-1.
McLaughlin. Forward ball there. Again, Perry Sutton reading the situation well. And seemed to be rather a late challenge by Steve White on Perry Sutton. The Palace player is very angry. But Steve White, very experienced player. Parkin in there first. And a nice bit there by Shearer, not quite read by McLaughlin. Enabling Palace to regain possession. Phil Barber off for Ian Wright. As always, shadowed by Calderwood. Ian Wright unable to control that one. And again, chase on for Shearer and Hopkins, with that one running out harmlessly for a Palace throw. Dave Burkett is to take this throw. Up the line. Straight back by Hockaday. Nice flick again by Shearer, but Madden's there before anyone. And he's quite content to give away the throw. Tremendous support for both teams around the terraces. Certainly Swindon fans will be trying to lift their team as this throw comes in. Man gets away, chance for Swindon. But Steve Foley's shot high and wide. And no real danger to Palace. So we've had a quarter of an hour of this vital playoff game gone. Palace have got the goal they so desperately needed. It's Palace 1, Swindon 0, 1-1 on aggregates. Here's Adam Sells.
Thanks, Eamon. So Palace, as you said, notching the early goal they so needed if they were going to pull back this deficit and go on and make the playoff final. But there's a long way to go. Obviously, with the tie being all square, it all to play for. Eddie McGoldrick for Palace, finding Ian Wright, touch for Alan Pardew. Steve Foley in there quickly, but the ball comes for John Pemberton. Skips past Shearer, now Headman, playing in, Calderwood away. King completes the clearance as far as Headman again. His effort charged down by Duncan Shearer, the former Chelsea and Huddersfield Town striker. Cost Swindon £250,000, certainly gone about repaying that fee in a big way, notching 16 goals to date this term. Parkin fouls Mark Wright and Palace had the free kick. Certainly it's all been very frenetic in this opening quarter of an hour or so. Palace have the advantage now, that early goal, putting the one up on the night, 1-0 on aggregate, and obviously boosting their confidence. At the same time, roared on by a very vociferous large Sellers Park crowd. McGoldrick floats it in. Nodded clear by Calderwood. Played back in Calderwood again. Gets a second bite of the cherry. Pardew. Ball bobbling unkindly for David Burke. He rescues it, plays it forward. Calderwood in before Bright. Long, deep, high ball. Wright to chase. Hopkins up there. Comes to the stylish Alan McLaughlin. Challenged firmly by Dave Madden at the expense of a throw. And it's Hockaday with it. Madden nodding the ball out, or did he? Shearer just failing to make proper contact. A bit of danger for a moment in there for Palace. And the ball runs harmlessly through to Perry Suckling. But it's end-to-end stuff. And here's Ian Wright. Hooking the ball back across the face of the goal. The right link up there once again. Ian Wright stretching to that bouncing ball. Hooking the ball towards the far post in search of Eddie McGoldrick. Headman in there strongly again, coming out on top. Ian Wright swivels, superb pass. Tim Parkin just able to avert any further danger with the flick header, and Bright never going to get that one ahead of Digby. Few interested spectators up there trying to get the best possible view on tonight's proceedings. And Perry Suckling clears long downfield towards Mark Bright, beats Tim Parkin, finds Ian Wright, turns Calderwood neatly. Lovely play by Wright, out bringing in David Burke out on the left side. Looking for the 1-2 with Barber and getting it. Burke goes on, but the referee missed the gun. The judge, David Madden, to be the offender. Steve Foley the victim as Wright tries to race onto this, but a good 10 yards in front of him, and Perry Suckling gathers competently. As Parkin goes down again, Mark Bright the offender, and Swindon have the free kick. The sides have met 5 times now this season, Palace winning 3, but it's notable that Swindon have actually won the last 2 games, though they were both down at the county ground, both by a 1-goal margin. Hopkins lofts that one clear in search of Bright, strongly challenged by Parkin. Bright goes again, Hockaday does well, and McLaren, who's sweeping in a 5-man visitors' defence. Barber up there well. Nodded clear. This one might come from McGoldrick, challenged by King, but got there first. Now, McLaughlin can go on. Finds Duncan Shearer in a good position. He slices his shot to the left side of his boots, and that one a couple of yards wide rather of Perry Suckling's right hand uprights. And in any case, the linesman on the far side, Mr. Frampton, had spotted an offside. Good clearance by Suckling, met by Tim Parkin. Some of the parties and Selhurst Park faithful feeling that Bright was impeded. The referee gives a throw, and it's that man Bright once again in the action. Turning Tim Parkin, stopped Alan Pardew, controls and finds Eddie McGoldrick. He's challenged swiftly by Foley. Pemberton take towards Phil Barber, Hockaday up and getting there. Good touch from Shearer, but only as far as David Madden. Sizes up the opportunity, plays the ball for Pemberton, a bit too long, but McGoldrick picks it up. Takes on Jones, and it's then filled by his opposite number 7, Steve Foley. McGoldrick's pace and skill, a little too much there for first Jones and then Foley. Left Jones trailing in his wake before being filled, and McGoldrick is over the ball with John Pemberton. Pemberton plays the ball wide for McGoldrick, but the referee has called back play, and it appears it's going to be a booking. And Tommy Jones is shown the yellow card by Mr. Gunn. It's Pemberton with the free kick. Floated in again towards Bright, nodded away. Barber and McLaughlin tussle. Barber comes out on top, faced by Hockaday. It's still going Phil Barber and getting over a good cross towards the near post. Gathered by Digby. His long punts, a feature of Sunday's clash at the county ground, and another one there nodded into touch by David Burke. Hockaday with the throw for Swindon. Madden up there, but not the best of headers, and that's a corner. Steve Wright just unable to reach it. Duncan Shearer hovering on that 6-yard line, should have been able to pull the ball back. And Colin Calderwood, the big town central defender, goes up for this one, as is Tim Parking in there. Corner comes in, nodded away by Bright. Hockaday back out wide. Hockaday again brought into it, whipping that one in, nodded away by Jeff Hopkins. It's still not properly cleared. Touch in from Hockaday, the offside flag up. Hockaday and Tommy Jones linking up there, but their efforts finally thwarted by the Palace offside trap. Bright up again, touching on King. Bad appeal for handball, just finds Digby as McGoldrick raced in search of the loose ball. And it's King who sends the ball long. I thought for a moment Steve White was going to try and mount Rudy Hedman. Seemed to be tugging away at his shirt. But a goal kick is all Mr. Gunn is prepared to award on this occasion.
Very strong, very fit team, Swindon. Certainly they're having a good spell at the moment. Important that Palace regain the initiative as soon as possible. Pemberton then, Palace's long throw specialist, to take this one. Over it comes, that time not the expected long throw, but short to Eddie McGoldrick, flips it back to Pemberton. Pemberton gets a good cross in. And it looked as if Fraser Digby had that one covered, but it's certainly curled in very much at the final moments, almost curving inside that far post. Phil Barbara and Hockaday going for that. Rory Bandit McLaughlin up the line, and Steve White laying that one inside, but good tackle there by Dave Burke, and Hopkins it is who finally clears, and in the process of doing that, late challenge on him. Jeff Hopkins, the Palace skipper. It's going to be extra special for him if Palace win tonight after giving away that OG on Sunday. Mark Wright. Hardew in there well. Eddie McGoldrick picking it up. Faced by two Swindon players. Still McGoldrick. Nice ball down the line. Unable to make benefit of that, and Swindon go again. Eyes for handball. Referee ignores it. Play goes on, but a rather aimless ball there by Phil King. Long throw this time by Pemberton. Wright and King both missing that one, cleared by Calderwood. To Steve White, nodding on, but that's Jeff Hopkins. Decisive header. Hardew turning well. Chance here for Ian Wright. Ian Wright. And Dortmund ball for Fraser Digby. Fraser Digby out of his area, forced to kick that one into touch. Very intelligent through ball there by Adam Hardew, testing the pace of Ian Wright, outstripping the Swindon defence. Fraser Digby seemed to come too soon. The ball almost bouncing over his head, but he manages to retrieve the situation. Watching that one all the time, heading clear. Mark Wright flicking on. Ian Wright unable to pick up the rebounds. Like so many defenders, panic sets in when they see Ian Wright chasing at them. Makes the defender have to play the ball that bit much more quicker. Hopkins getting that one away. Foley getting that one across. Pemberton last line of defence heading that one clear. And the overlapping Hockaday is up now. Challenged by Madden. Madden gets in a good tackle. The expense of a throw. Tim Parkin, shadowed by Mark Wright, running into the penalty area. This is the throw is going to be aimed in that direction. Indeed it is. And eventually cleared by Hopkins. Swindon still in possession. Ball played through for McLaughlin. And McLaughlin there 3 or 4 yards offside. About 35 minutes then gone. Quick word from Chris Pell about how he thinks things have gone so far for Palace.
Well, it's been quite an exhilarating start here to the game by the Palace lads. I'm sure the early goal by Mark Wright has settled down the nerves of the rest of them. But of course, good save by Perry Suckling in the first 5 minutes has brought us back into contention, and with us 1-0 in the aggregate score at 1-0, I'm sure now we can go on to win this game.
Stern Turnant and the Palace bench urging on the Palace players. Palace assistant manager. Dave Burke's free kick. Bit on by chance for Ian Wright. Ian Wright scored! The right combination strike again. Free kick quickly taken. Mark Wright flicks on, and striking partner Ian Wright scores his 31st goal of the season. Palace go 2-0 up on the night and 2-1 on aggregates. The right double act striking again. Ian Wright in there so quickly on the end of Mark Wright's headed flick on. Crystal Palace, after 34 minutes, make it 2-0 on the night, and Palace are in front. And Swindon Town looking a bit rattled now. Hasty challenge there by Tim Parkin. Gives us a chance to bring in Chris Powell again. Talk about that vital second Palace goal.
That was a great goal there by Ian Wright. Followed on to I think it was a flick on by Mark Wright going towards goal. It looked suspiciously offside actually, but the Swindon Town defenders didn't complain. Ian finished as great as ever, and it's 2-0 to the Palace. It's the scoreline they were looking for, and hopefully we can keep like that.
Another free kick floated in. Missed by Parkin and Wright. Chance for Mark Wright, hits that one hard, but Phil King desperately clearing as chance of handball come up from the crowd. Chance now for Swindon to break. Steve White and John Pemberton back there quickly, but referee ruling that he impeded Steve White unfairly, and a free kick now to Swindon. Certainly Swindon will feel it's absolutely vital they get back into this game before half time. King's kick, floated in. Chance over Swindon. Just headed over the bar by Steve White. And Steve White very angry with himself there. Had a clear header on goal. Another clear opening for Swindon. The free kick called in by Phil King. One of those awkward free kicks just in front of the defenders. Steve White got there first, but directed his header over Perry Suckling's bar.
Stevie Cobb was the cry coming up from the crowd, and certainly he's putting one over his old Manchester United mate Lou Macari at the moment. Still a long way to go as King finds Jones. King again, played in, nodded on, danger not cleared. McLaughlin plays it in, Suckling comes and claims on his penalty spots. Been called into the action once or twice. First half, Perry Suckling, but looking very, very alert when called upon. Madden. Tom Jones getting the better of him. Palace tenaciously trying to win that ball back, but Swindon keeping possession. Lofted towards Shearer. Hopkins goes up with him. Burke lays up again towards that Palace front line. Bright beats Barking. Barking goes down, and the ball ends up with keeper Digby. Long punt again from Digby, beating Madden towards Shearer, beats Burke, McLaughlin coming onto it, Hopkins happy to hit that one over the dugout and into the members' stand. Right on half time now, and Swindon looking for that one to level up before the interval, but they're not going to get it. It's Palace going in at half time to a tremendous reception, a standing ovation by this huge Sellers Park crowd, and they go in 2-0 up at half time thanks to that famous scoring duo, the irrepressible Mark Wright and Ian Wright. Wright opened the scoring on 10 minutes, Digby partially clearing across, Dave Madden's shot rifle backing, carried by the keeper, and Bright tapping home from close range. Then Bright flicked on to find Wright on 38, and he volleyed past the helpless Digby to give Palace that 2-0 advantage at the interval. How have you seen the first half, Chris?
Well, it's been the perfect half for the Palace. They needed an early goal, they got that, and then they got the invaluable second goal. It's 2-0 to the Palace. It's been a great half for them. Wright and Bright have been troubling the Swindon defenders all the first 45 minutes, and hopefully they can carry on and even notch a few more goals in the second half. Swindon have to come out and attack. I'm sure they'll push up one or two of the midfielders and maybe one of the defenders, but hopefully Palace will keep it tight and win maybe 3 or 4-0.
Thanks, Chris. So there you have it. Palace going at the interval with their noses in front. Palace 2, Swindon Town 0.
So we're about to get this second half underway. Crystal Palace leading 2-0 on the night, leading 2-1 on aggregate. They'll be as aware as anyone else that Swindon very much in contention still. Another goal from Swindon, and they will win the game if it goes to extra time if the score stays at 2-1. Surely Swindon Town will come out and attack a bit more in this second half. As Chris said before half-time, I'm going to throw some extra men up front. And Phil Barber doing well to fit that one on to Ian Wright in the action already. Lays it back to Phil Barber, gets a good early cross in. But McGoldrick beaten to it by Phil King. And goes charging up the field, but play held up as Pemberton challenges and loses out to Shearer. Puts the ball forwards. McLaughlin getting there. Steve White in a bit of space. Steve White completely missing his kick, and Headman completing the clearance. Just too far ahead of Ian Wright. Cordua getting in there before him. Adam Pardew, early ball to Mark Wright. Inside to Phil Barber, nicely controlled. Phil Barber plays the ball through. Ian Wright almost controlling that one. Colin Corwood desperately clearing. Palace starting where they left off, putting Swindon under some early second half pressure. Long throw that time from Pemberton. Parkin winning that time against Bright. Pardew picks up the rebound. Pardew forcing a corner out of Tim Parkin. Alan Pardew become very much a favourite of the fans lately. Received a bit of early season barracking from certain quarters, but has impressed many lately with his 100% efforts. and also done a lot more attacking in recent games. The crowd chants his name. Palace take the corner. Phil Barber gets the ball across. Away by Calderwood, but Pardew in action again, leaving the ball for Barber. Left foot cross. And Parkin and Bright both missing that one, but Ian Wright getting there before anyone, showing his skill and speed, but unable to keep that one in touch. Out in play, rather. The ball goes into touch, I should have said, for a throw to Palace. Eddie McGoldrick to take it. Poor throw, though, gives Swindon Town possession. Just what you shouldn't do at a throw-in. And indeed, referee Gunn has noticed. Substitution then to be made. Steve Foley scored a goal last time Swindon were down here. Won't be doing so today. Must be carrying some sort of injury. So Charlie Henry, a loyal servant of Swindon Town, comes on as substitute. Number 14. Ball played forward, cleared. Here's McLaughlin, skillful player. Gets the ball out wide to Hockaday, and dangerous low cross. The sort that caused so much panic in opposing defences. No one able to get a touch on that one, and Palace live again. Looks as if someone was bound to get a touch on that, and Hockaday again showing how dangerous an attacking fullback he can be. Steve White, well, that's Maddens. Phil King in bravely. Rather too bravely in the view of the referee, ruled that he went in with studs up on David Burke, and Palace it is who get the free kick. Jeff Hopkins' free kick that led to the second goal. Flicked on this time by Rudy Headman, away by Calderwood. Headman again, but Swindon clear. Only got one player up front at the moment, that's Steve White. Here it is, chasing Jeff Hopkins for this one. Jeff Hopkins creating space for himself well. Lots of time to clear, but only to a Swindon player, and Steve White getting it out to McLaughlin. Chip forward for Charlie Henry. And some good covering there by John Pemberton. So, play switching from end to end. Quite an absorbing match. Throw comes in, and Hopkins it is who's forced to give away this corner. And the noise all of a sudden coming from the Swindon Town contingent here tonight. And McLaughlin going to let the one run out. And leaves the throw for Phil King. Seems to be some sort of injury at the moment to Tim Parkin. So play just held up for a minute as the magic sponge is applied to the face of Tim Parkin. Not had the best of his duel with Mark Bright so far. Mark Bright won many of the aerial challenges that they've had. Such an important member of the Swindon defence. And we'll be hoping that he's okay. Tim Parkin seemingly okay, and action about to resume. Throw to be taken for Swindon Town by Phil King. Phil King shaping up to take a long throw. In it comes, Parkin it is looking for that one, but Pemberton down before him. Chance of McLaughlin, hit the ball well, but unable to find the targets. Hit the ball sweetly enough, Adam McLaughlin. Opportunist effort there, but just wide of Curry Sutton's right-hand post. Curry Sutton about to launch into one of his long goal kicks. This time outright to Eddie McGoldrick. Does well to fit that one on to Mark Bright. Faced by his adversary Tim Parkin. Nice lay back to Eddie McGoldrick. Eddie McGoldrick cutting inside. Running at the Swindon defence as he does so well. Still McGoldrick inside the penalty area. Stumbles. Chance for Pardew. All about a shot. Unable to control the ball, and the ball goes out for a Swindon goal kick. One of those awkward situations for a player when he's caught in two minds. Pardew couldn't decide whether to control that one or shoot, and in the end really did neither. Poor goal kick there by Fraser Digby. Tom Jones picking that one on. But rather aimless really. And the move not really helped by that strange goal kick by Fraser Digby, catching Jones unaware. Pemberton telling where he wants his players to be. Another of those long throws up the line. Again, Wright beating Parkin. Chase on for Wright. Calderwood covering well. Digby with this goal kick. Again, giving his players a lot to do with this goal kick. That time, Shearer not able to reach that one, and again, the ball given away by Swindon. Again, Bright winning the flick. Phil King gathers, plays forward, Headman in there quickly. Played forward for Ian Wright. Colin Calderwood that time. Two arms round the neck of Ian Wright, giving away the free kick. Swindon Town certainly giving away a lot of free kicks this evening, and they paid a heavy price for doing so. Again, a number of Palace players standing around the ball. It looks as if John Pemberton will be the one to take this one. It is. He floats it across. And Headman getting there before anyone else. But Swindon clear. Dave Madden breaking. Dave Madden looking for support. Still Dave Madden. And Dave Madden getting a free kick. Tackled by Shearer. Not liked by the referee. So a free kick for Palace. Nearly quarter of an hour of the second half gone. Palace 2 up. Ball comes across. Fraser Digby comes, almost loses it, but gathers at the second attempt. He made his decision to come for that one. Lost it on the first occasion, but safely gathered the second occasion. And his goal kick again, rather wasted really, running harmlessly through to Perry Suckling. And John Pemberton in no hurry, slowing things down. Perry Suckling with a long goal kick. Seems to be a handball there. Referee waving play on. Palace still in possession. Ian Wright with a long, deep cross. Too deep for anyone, but Phil Barber will be the end of it. Phil Barber's battled well tonight. Lays it off for Dave Madden. Does well to turn and get a good cross in. That's too high from McGoldrick. Harmlessly through to Phil King. Touch for Fraser Digby, and commentary handed over to Adam Sells.
Thanks, Simon. Another hoisted goal kick by Digby. Nodded clear. Jones can't make it. McLaren has far too much time for the Palace crowd's liking. They urge their team on. That one's a long ball though, and too long for Steve White, who nudges Jeff Hopkins almost onto the terraces. And a free kick is given. No, in fact, the referee has changed his mind. He's having a word with Steve White though, nonetheless, and it's a goal kick. Certainly Palace fans would love to see their side get that third. And that cushion is Bright. Tries a speculative low drive on the turn, but smothered by Digby down at the foot of the post. Hockaday with it. Played in. Nodded clear. Bright has it. Intelligent head. David Madden. Now Eddie McGoldrick. Charlie Henry managed just come on a substitute for the dynamic Foley with him. McGoldrick does well to get across in. Digby wasn't too sure where the ball was. A long hanging deep cross by McGoldrick. Good run by the former Northampton man, but a bit too long for Mark Wright and co. Swindon are going to make a second substitution, and it's Tim Parkin, who it seems still be suffering from that facial injury, to be replaced by the former Southampton utility man John Gittins. So a blow for Swindon, losing first Tim Clark, first the dynamic Steve Foley, and then Tim Parkin. It's Dave Madden for Palace. Ball clipping the heels of Hockaday. Madden thought about the quick throw, but opts to leave it in turn for David Burt. As ever, solid in that Palace left back slot tonight. Barber comes in, stopped by McLaughlin. Long high ball, Edmonds under it, controls it nicely on the chest. Looking for a 1-2 perhaps with Burke, and getting it. Edmund rolls forward. Shaping up for the cross. It's a long one, too long for Mark Bright. And a nice little touch from Phil King. The cry of Rudy comes up from the Selhurst Park faithful as he surged forward there, trying to inspire Palace. And that third goal. Swindon this time to do the attacking. Nice touch from Shearer. White with a strike. Good effort that. Good play from Swindon Town. The long ball met by Duncan Shearer. Delightful touch inside. And not a bad effort from Steve White on the volley. We're going up this year. It shan't at the moment. Still a long way to go though for Palace. Swindon certainly capable of getting themselves back in the reckoning here. And one goal would put the onus all back on Palace. If it stayed like that, it would go to extra time, of course. Palace give possession away. McLaren stopped quickly. Bright and Wright look to combine again. Good work from Bright here, holding off the challenger McLaughlin. Still Bright. Brings in McGoldrick. Little touch inside. Crudely tripped. And McGoldrick sees red after Gittins to struck the ball. McGoldrick was lying on the ground. Certainly the Palace winger incensed there. First by the trip by King, as if that wasn't enough. Gittins, who's just come into the play, strikes the ball at the man on the ground. He protests, but I think that's going to be of little use to him now, as he's shown the yellow card by Alan Gunn. This expectant Selhurst Park crowd waits. Palace bid for a third. Bright's header. Flags up for offside against Hedman in the middle. Ron Nodes and Jeff Gertie continue their walk around the ground. Certainly looking how the fans are behaving this evening. 70 minutes of this pulsating tie then. And Palace still hold the advantage. Hedman hooking that one forward. No one coming for it. Rockaday eventually does. Volleys the ball through. The white shirts flee forward. Burke does well. Barber, Madden, Hedman all seem to be getting in a bit of a tangle for a moment. Burke and Barber eventually clear their lines. And Wright, exuberant as ever, goes in search of the ball, but Swindon still have it. Nodded away by Hopkins. Wright goes down. Pardew in on McLaughlin. He's played well this evening. That touch from King. Only running through harmlessly to Perry Suckling. Certainly Selhurst Park, no place for the faint-hearted, Chris.
Well, it's been a good half, no goals of course, but Swindon haven't come out attacking as I thought they would, looking for that goal to equalise, you know, because it's 2-1 on aggregate. But Palace been playing well in spells, been keeping it tight at the back. Swindon haven't had too many chances this half. Only one I recall by Steve White up front there for Swindon. But we're looking for that extra goal to Palace to just calm down the nerves, because, as you know, if Swindon score, it'll go to extra time.
So Palace on course. And it's Jeff Hopkins with the free kick. Bright up there. All nodded away. Madden's there first. Finds Alan Pardew. Lovely chip into the box. Barber underneath it. Bright's in the middle. Had a bit of time, Mark Bright, but not the easiest of headers. It's rather a looper and not really able to gain much power in those type of situations, any striker really. David Madden showing delightful skills in a very tight situation. Mark Bright flicks on for Ian Wright. The crowd thought the game should go on. Barber went racing through. but Ian Wright penalised for that heavy challenge on Ross McLaren. Palace still holding on. This one comes from McLaughlin, shapes up to shoot, charge down. McGoldrick in there, might come for Calderwood, lofted forward, Pemberton underneath it. Not cleared yet, Hopkins finally away, and the chase on for Bright. Palace have a break on, Bright with it, McGoldrick outside him, finds him, McGoldrick races on. Felled by Gittins, legally the judges missed the gun, and Palace have a corner. End-to-end stuff here. Steve Coppell and Alan Smith there, both on their feet. Coppell obviously feeling the tension, as is his counterpart Macari. Played in, Headman's up there, nodded away by Calderwood. Good strong challenge, put the ball back with Barber. High ball for Digby to deal with. Didn't deal with it too comfortably. The scramble. Digby averts any further danger by grasping the ball at the second attempt, as Bright homed in an attempt to get his second. Swindon come forward, obviously with it all to do. Madden finds space, looks for Mark Bright, nodded away by Calderwood. King helps it on. Headman's got a bit of time. Shearer's homing in on him though, and Headman almost getting caught. Good work by Duncan Shearer. Stretching, not enabling Headman to make any way upfield. Madden, and up and under, met by Gittins. Pemberton driving the ball up the line, but that one is into touch.
Phil King forwards, nodded on by Henry. Chance here. Steve White getting between Hopkins and Headman. Unable to get any direction in his shots, and the ball going harmlessly behind for a goal kick. One of the rare occasions tonight that a Swindon front player has got behind the Palace defence. And the Palace fans are no doubt now that their team are going to win this one. But a lot can happen in these remaining 12 minutes. Taken. Rudy Headman, who's looked as cool as composed as anyone in the second half, clears. Mark Bright that time beaten by Calderwood. But the Palace midfield on the end of that quickly. Dave Mannett it is, gets it away. Claims he was obstructed by McLaughlin. Referee rules ways play on. Headman to Pemberton. Lets it bounce, lofts it up to Mark Bright. Lays it back for McGoldrick. Again running at the Swindon defence. Too far ahead of him on that occasion. Giving Swindon another chance to pump one of those long balls forwards. And again, a Swindon move breaking down. Steve White feeling it should have been played in his direction, and signs that perhaps one or two of the Swindon players are rather dispirited at the moment. Certainly need someone to lift them. They've really been able to get back into this game. Palace seemingly in control at the moment as Pemberton pumps this one forwards. Ian Wright and Gittins going for this. Ian Wright gets to it first, but his header cleared by Calderwood. Pardew giving the ball out wide to McGoldrick, but even so, McGoldrick's pace unable to reach that one. And for all their reputations of super fitness, it's Palace at the moment looking the fitter of the two sides. Rudy Headman, that time giving the ball away to Phil King, but his clearance hitting McGoldrick and going out for a throw. And more vital seconds eaten up for Swindon. We make it 10 minutes left of this nail-biting affair. And I'm quite sure around the ground a few nails are being chewed, a few hair roots being torn out. And I'm sure very soon we'll hear some anxious whistles from the Palace crowd, although there are those 10 minutes to go. And if this is unbearable, one wonders what the atmosphere is going to be like in the playoff final. Whoever gets there. Seemed to be a handball there, but referee either not noticing it or ruling it was accidental, giving Swindon a chance to break. Hockaday, quick ball forward. Steve White laying off for Charlie Henry. Charlie Henry playing the ball back. And another Swindon move breaking down. And Tommy Jones there, very angry with himself for that. Certainly looking rather tired at the moment. And you begin to feel now if Palace can keep their heads, they've got this game in the bag. Fraser Digby's goal kick. Again, straight to the opposition. Pemberton heading forward to Mark Bright, holding the ball well. Still Mark Bright, bringing Alan Pardew into it almost, but King got there before him. Again, a long ball forward from Swindon. So typical of their style. Hockaday pushing up now. He's unable to do much. Tommy Jones now about to have a go. Tommy Jones playing the ball forward. Headman it is, getting to there first, and David Burke away. To McGoldrick. McGoldrick again running at the Swindon defence. Phil King back to cover. Still McGoldrick plays the ball off Phil King for a Palace throw. And the minutes tick by. Palace throw taken. Mark Bright chasing this one down, laying it back to McGoldrick. First time ball up to Ian Wright, unable to lay that one off as Calderwood got there before Bright. Again, ball given away, Palace in possession. Pemberton playing it out wide for the left. Chase on for Hockaday and Barber, but that was always going to be Hockaday's. Headman. High looping header, Phil Barber and Hockaday under that one, looked like a handball. Again, referee waving play on. And again, the decision going Palace's way. Swindon player offside. And we make it about 8 minutes left on the clock. Palace 2 up on the night, 2 on ahead on aggregates. If Swindon were to get a goal now, we would go into 30 minutes of extra time.
Bright adjudged offside, much to the annoyance of the home fans. Palace seconds away now. Largely not to be. Madden wants it and gets there. Bright, looking for Bright. Calderwood's got that though. Bounce beat Bright. King, Gittins, hammers, but only as far as Barber. Controls it on his chest. One hook forward by McLaughlin in search of Shearer. Pemberton giving him no leeway, belting that one up the line. It's not over yet. Last gasp ever backs McLaren at an angle, played in. Henry charged down by Hopkins brilliantly. Ian Wright looking to find Brock but stumbles. Flag never came up. Hopkins, Pemberton both appeal and cycling. Rescues the situation. But a brilliant last gasp block by McGoldrick there. As I think we would have been looking at extra time. Pardew, right in but offside. Time's up. The referee looking across at his linesman. McGoldrick's under that. That's in touch. Swindon desperate to salvage something, but they can't. The final whistle, and Palace are the victors. Palace finishing third in the table. Swindon 6, and that advantage gave Palace the second leg at home, and that has been enough to see them through. This time on Sunday, Swindon fans danced on the pitch with delight, thinking their side was set to claim a place in the playoff finals. But that own goal from Jeff Hopkins was not enough to see them through, and the Buoyant Palace crowd celebrate as once again first half strikes from that famous striking duo, Mark Bright and Ian Wright, have seen Palace through. Your comments on the game, Chris?
Well, it's the result everyone wanted. 2-0 to the Palace. It was a great game. Well excited for all the supporters here. Bumper crowd. Of course, we get another bumper crowd for the playoff final, either against Watford or Blackburn. We don't know yet, but 2-0, great result.
Thanks, Chris. Been a pleasure having you up with us this evening. And the Palace fans are the ones that go home happy. And the poor Swindon fans have a very, what would seem, long journey back to Wiltshire. The team's done them proud. The Palace certainly deserved winners on the night. And they have that one final hurdle to get over if they're to claim a place back in the top flight. But amid scenes of celebration, the final score here from Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 2,
this season after their defeat by Crystal Palace last night. All the details from Alistair.
And Rovers will have learnt from Swindon's match that a one-goal lead from the first leg is only slender protection against a team which, as Palace manager Steve Coppell put it, were prepared to match fire with fire. The Crystal Palace manager also praised the 23,000 crowd for whipping his team up to an intensity that Swindon couldn't match. Then there were the second division's leading strike force, Wright and Bright. Well, Digby punches out a free kick and saved from Madden, but can't stop Bright netting his 25th goal of the season. The second goal also came from a free kick, with Bright this time heading on to Wright for a sweet goal. That's his 31st. Well, Swindon do try to get back, the free kick coming from King, but White's header just over the bar. And in the second half, McLaughlin and Hockaday battling away for Swindon. Hockaday crossing from the right, but no repeat of Sunday's own goal. In the closing moments, it looks as though McLaren is through, and then substitute Henry finds his shot blocked. The Swindon keep on plugging away, keep on chasing, but sense perhaps that they're going to stay in the second division.